The Torah offered guidance on how to live an ethical and just life. Among its many sections, a specific portion called Shoftim, meaning judges, stands out as a cornerstone of the Israelite experience. This portion provides us with a set of laws and principles that govern every aspect of life, from justice to leadership, and it remains as relevant today as it was in biblical times. The journey into Shoftim begins with a profound command: to establish judges and law enforcement officials in every city of the land promised by God. The Torah commands that judges act righteously, forbidding any form of partiality or corruption. This is beautifully captured in the verse, "Justice, justice shall you pursue," Deuteronomy 16:20, which encourages us to strive for ethical governance. This idea is further echoed by the Siftei Kohen, who uses a metaphor to explain justice's importance. As we delve deeper into the judicial system of ancient Israel, we encounter its complexity. For serious crimes, capital cases were tried by a tribunal of 23 judges known as a minor Sanhedrin. This structure emphasized the need for careful deliberation before delivering a verdict. If all judges unanimously found someone guilty, the accused would be acquitted, illustrating the Torah's commitment to justice. Rebbe interprets this law as a reminder that every individual has some merit and must be seen with compassion, even when they are accused. This insight challenges judges to balance righteousness with empathy, recognizing that every human being has inherent dignity, regardless of their actions. One of the core themes in Shoftim is the strict prohibition against bribery. The Torah warns us that bribery can blind the eyes of the wise and pervert the words of the just. Deuteronomy 16:19. This principle is illustrated through rabbinic stories, such as that of Rabbi Ishmael ben Elisha, who stepped back from a case after being offered a gift that could sway his judgment. Such tales highlight how easily even the most righteous can be tempted to compromise their integrity. Rabbi Yehoshua of Kutna broadens this concept of bribery, discussing how emotional manipulation can impact judgment. When he refused to preside over a case involving a crying widow, he demonstrated that anyone with power must tread carefully, ensuring their decisions remain fair and impartial. Rabbi Bunim of Peshisha adds yet another layer to the injunction, "Justice, justice shall you pursue." He suggests that both the means and the ends of seeking justice must be righteous. As Shoftim continues, the text turns its attention to kingship. The Israelites are told they may appoint a king like all the nations around them. Deuteronomy 17:14, but with stringent limitations. The king must not accumulate excessive horses, wives, or wealth, avoiding arrogance and disconnection from the people he governs. A crucial command directs the king to write 2 copies of the Torah, one to keep close and one to place in his treasury. This act symbolizes that even the highest authority is subject to God's laws, reminding the king of his responsibilities. The Talmud notes that the king's elevated position poses a greater risk of infusing power with pride, thus necessitating constant reminders of humility and obligation. Rabbinic commentaries explore the ethics of kingship further. The Yalkut David commentary explains that the dual Torah scrolls were meant to keep the king grounded, guarding against the tendencies toward tyranny and self-serving ambition. These teachings remind us that true leadership is rooted in service to others, not in personal glory. An unexpected aspect of Shoftim is its teachings on warfare. The Torah sets ethical conduct as paramount, insisting that peace must be offered to a city before any attack. Moreover, the destruction of fruit trees during a siege is strictly prohibited, highlighting an early form of environmental ethics known as lo tashchit, which means do not destroy. The Mishneh Torah expands upon this principle, calling for the safeguarding of all resources, from buildings to water sources. The Talmud further distinguishes between internal and external conflicts, indicating that civil wars among the Israelites require a different mindset, one characterized by greater empathy and resolve. Here, The teachings encourage us to approach conflicts responsibly, recognizing that every action has consequences not only for individuals but also for communities. Another significant law discussed in Shoftim is the establishment of cities of refuge, arei miklat. These cities provided sanctuary for those who accidentally committed murder, protecting them from revenge. The Torah instructs that more cities of refuge be created when the Israelites' territory expands. Maimonides, the great Jewish philosopher, interprets the need for additional cities of refuge as a foreshadowing of the Messianic era, a time when Israel's boundaries will be broadened. The ritual of Eglah Arufa, which involves atonement for an unsolved murder, further emphasizes the sanctity of life within the Torah's legal framework. As the elders of the nearest city declare, "Our hands did not shed this blood, nor did our eyes see." Deuteronomy 21:7, they illustrate the community's collective responsibility for the sanctity of life. The Lubavitcher Rebbe interprets this law to mean that individuals share responsibility for the well-being of all, extending their moral obligation beyond their immediate surroundings. Shoftim also reaffirms the strict prohibition against idolatry, emphasizing the importance of maintaining purity in worship. The Torah specifically forbids planting idolatrous trees, known as Asherah, near God's altar. The Talmud connects this prohibition to the appointment of judges, asserting that selecting unqualified judges is akin to corrupting the sanctity of justice and holy worship. The Ibn Hazel commentary takes this idea further, warning against choosing leaders solely based on their appearance or eloquence rather than their knowledge and character. This caution against superficiality serves as a reminder to prioritize inner virtues over outward appearances, an essential principle for both religious and civic leadership. The last part of Shoftim highlights the role of prophecy and divine revelation in Israel's governance. The Torah warns the people against various forms of sorcery and divination. Instead, they are instructed to be wholehearted with God, Deuteronomy 18:13, a call to trust in divine guidance rather than resorting to occult methods. Rashi and the Sifri build upon this idea, underscoring the importance of a direct, sincere connection with God while rejecting superstitions that could disrupt the community's spiritual integrity. This guidance encourages the Israelites to live faithfully, relying on divine wisdom rather than seeking to control their futures through unnatural means. Throughout Shoftim, we glimpse a deep, multifaceted ethical framework governing personal conduct and communal governance. The repeated calls for justice, avoidance of corruption, and the valuing of human life provide us with a blueprint for a righteous society. Rabbinic commentaries enhance this framework by illuminating practical applications and ethical considerations that continue to resonate today. In fact, the Jerusalem Talmud encapsulates this wisdom by defining law, truth, and peace as the three pillars upon which the world stands. These principles remind every individual, especially judges, that upholding justice goes beyond resolving disputes. It serves as an expression of truth and is foundational to peace. The teachings found in Shoftim, with their intricate guidance on governance, justice, and ethics, form a powerful vision for creating a just and righteous society. As we navigate through the complexities of life, the timeless principles embedded in Shoftim provide both wisdom and inspiration. Ultimately, Shoftim challenges us to be vigilant in our pursuit of justice, to maintain our integrity, and to extend our compassion to all.